better half of the Summers twins. And Ashley, the best half of the Summers twins. Why'd you say it like that? I don't know. I forgot what I was trying to say. I'm all messed up because I can't make my microphone go lower and it's too tall for me. Okay. Happy birthday! Happy birthday to us! It is the 1 year anniversary of It's a Twin Thing. Actually, technically, the 1 year anniversary is tomorrow from when you guys are listening to this, but today's Wednesday, so we had to release the episode today. But you can listen tomorrow. Turn it off. We already did that joke on our birthday. I think we also did it on International Podcast Day. Oh, maybe that's when we did it. But we already did the joke, so don't do it again. Okay, sorry. But you can go back and listen to the episode where we did that joke if you don't remember it. Speaking of going back and listening to things, to celebrate our 1 year birthday anniversary, I don't know what you call the 1 yearness of a podcast, but we are going to count down, well, not really count down, but we're just going to share some of our favorite moments from the last year, some of our funniest moments, some of our favorite guests. I already edited the clips together, and I just have to say that we had so many amazing guests. We really loved everybody. So if your favorite guest didn't make it in, or you were one of our guests and you aren't in here, that doesn't mean that we liked you less. I just don't want anyone's feelings to get hurt. It was just really hard to pick. And also I couldn't listen to every minute of every episode when I was trying to remember what I liked to put in. So it was kind of random. Anyway, we wanted to share some of our favorite moments, so we hope that you will listen and remember your favorite moments. Please share below what your favorite moments from the past year were. And if you're not caught up, this is a great time to hear all of the stuff that you missed, so you know which episodes you need to go back and listen to, and also go back and listen to all of them. Yeah! And please make sure that you are following us for our birthday. We want everybody to follow / subscribe / whatever terminology you use. So make sure you're following us so you get new episodes every week. And have a great happy our birthday. Yeah, happy our birthday. And thanks for listening. Thanks especially to all of our year-long loyal listeners, Mom and Dad, and Aunt Stacy. Okay, bye. Bye. Our whole lives, Ashley's always said that she thinks twins are weird and that she thinks twins are creepy. And she keeps saying that she wishes that we weren't twins now that we're adults because adult twins creep her out. Not that I wish we weren't twins, I just wish that we looked a little different because I don't think adult twins are creepy like I think they're gonna murder people in their sleep or anything. I just think that when you see little kids that are twins and they're like walking around in matching outfits and whatever and they look exactly alike, it's really cute. But when they're full-grown adults, it's just kind of strange to have someone that looks exactly like you. I never really thought about it before until we were like 12 or 13 and we were on the brink of becoming weird adult twins. And I think we were at the mall and there were these two twins. I don't like when people say two twins. I don't know why I just said that, because how many other twins would there be? But there were twins, and they were probably like 30 years old, and they were walking through the mall wearing matching hair and similar clothes, and I just thought, I've never thought about this before, but they look really strange. Like, it's just weird that there's full-grown adults and there's two of them. I think that having a twin kind of ruins the idea of having a husband because your spouse is supposed to be the person that you want to spend your life with. But I already have someone that I've spent my life with, and we've known each other for 19 and a half years. And so my husband is going to have all of that catching up to do. And maybe not all twins are like this, but Aspen and I have so many of the same interests that we just do a lot of the same things together. And if you have a husband who wants to, for example, watch football, but I can't stand watching football, of course I know that in relationships you have to make sacrifices and do what the other person likes to do. Of course, like, I understand that. But if I have a twin sister who wants to do the same things as me, it's a lot more fun I think that we kind of have noticed your inability to say no to people sometimes. And I think we kind of inherited that a little bit. Yeah, so thanks.
You're welcome. I'll let you know if I figure out how to balance that out better.
Or like the workaholic thing. Like earlier today, Aspen was like, I just wish I didn't have to sleep so I could just work more.
That's something I don't usually wish. I wish I had more hours to sleep so that I felt better about working as much as I do. If you'll entertain me for a second, I will say this. As much of the personality I am is really none of this would be possible without your mom. I would not be who I am without her. So as much as I might be the person that's connecting and being a face of a lot of stuff, that's because she's standing behind me and always has my back.
They're making out now for the people who aren't watching. Speaking of lost children, you know how when you go to Walmart and like in front of the bathrooms, there's all those signs of like the missing children posters? Mm-hmm. So for a long time, I thought that all of those posters were like kids who had gone missing in Walmart, like in that Walmart store, and each Walmart had their own bulletin of missing kids. So I was terrified of going to Walmart because I thought I was going to get kidnapped, and like especially going in the creepy bathrooms, I like would not go in them because I was so afraid of being one of the kids on the poster that were missing. Did you think that they were still in Walmart? Like the missing kids were just like missing inside a Walmart? No, I thought they were kidnapped and like taken out of Walmart, but they had just the initial kidnapping happened at Walmart. So Walmart seemed like a pretty dangerous place. I really wanted to be a wizard, and because of Wizards of Waverly Place, and then I was reading this book series in probably like 2nd or 3rd grade called My Sister the Vampire, and it was about these identical twins, which was exciting because I had never read a book about identical twins before, except for like children's books, but one of the twins was a vampire, and for some reason I decided that I really wanted to be a vampire, and I have absolutely no clue where this theory came from. I wish I knew, but I came up with this elaborate routine that I would have to do every time I took a shower, and it would slowly turn me into a vampire. Oh my. And I don't remember the whole thing, but it was like I had this little like medicine measuring cup in the bathroom, and so I would like take it into the shower, and I would like turn the water to as hot as it could possibly go, and I would have to like fill up the cup 3 times and drink it, and then like spin around between each time I drank it, and then I don't remember what else, but it was like this whole thing that I had to do, and I was going to become a vampire. But the good news is I did not become a vampire, and I'm glad, because now I don't think I would like to be a vampire. I don't think so.
My dream is actually to be an old lady on Broadway. So I'm like, I have so much time. And who cares? Like, here's the thing this is what I mean. Like, don't feel like you have to be the best right now. Like, work towards it. And that the work is the fun part. Like, and even just watching my progress over the past year and a half, because I was like, I love to sing. I can't sing. But then I was like, well, I'm singing. So I'm singing. Like, I'm a singer. Like, I can do it. And then I have a vocal coach who works with me, and it's so fun. I think that's the thing too, is like, why am I doing this? Because I love it. And I don't care that I'm not the world's best, and I may never be, but I don't care. And I think like there's time for everything.
I get people that ask me, and I think Britt does too, of like, oh, I want to start a business. What should I do? And I was like, I don't know, because I wasn't trying to start a business. I just found something that was fun. And I do hear people say like, oh, well, I'm too old to start this, too old to start that. I think what I realized, you could take it with running, you could take it with Broadway, you could take it with cookie decorating. Even if you're not famous for it, it doesn't mean it's not going to be fun.
Yeah.
You can still have so much fun and express yourself and follow that passion and not be famous. And that is okay. And I think so many times we say, well, if I'm not going to be great at it, or if I don't have enough time to get great at it, why try? And that goes back to the beginning of like, if you don't try and explore, you really won't know what it's going to be.
We're going to take a pause here for me to explain this. We were asking our parents in our last episode if they had a favorite kid, and then they asked if we had favorites, and I was just explaining that I don't have favorites, but I love them all differently, and then then my dad asked who I loved the most, and I said, I love you all the same, but I dislike my mom the least, in the sense that, like, my mom and I hardly ever fight, and I fight with my dad and my sister a lot more than I fight with my mom. So I don't like my mom more than them. There's just the least instances of me disliking her than instances of me disliking the other people.
I worked at Starbucks for 8 years, and I had my daughter. She was young. She was only 3 years old at the time. And when I was in Starbucks, I got into management, and I was either opening or closing or working a mid shift. So it wasn't working around my daughter's schedule. And I asked one of my customers, who was an operations manager for Clear Channel in Bakersfield in California at the time. And I was like, hey, I want an internship at the radio station. He goes, send me your resume. So that day I got hired on as a promotions assistant. I would go out 5 to 15 hours a week. I'd set up tables and tents and the sound system for the DJs, and I'd go and run around for them. And then when I met him in 2010, he came out from San Antonio. We met at the same radio station, and I was his promotions director. And so I did all the behind the scenes stuff. And then one day he just said, hey, I got a story to tell you. Come in the studio. And I was like, all right. So I go and I sit up on the counter. I throw the microphone in my face and went with it. A week later, he's like, I want you to do the morning show with me. And I go, what?
Yeah,
I had no idea that that's what I was going to do.
We went on a Disney cruise for Christmas this year, and she stole so many towels. And
I took one towel.
No, there's two. I will go get them right now.
No, it was one. Well, then that was an accident, or someone else stole it.
No, because you stole a little, like, hand towel, and then you stole a big...
No, I definitely didn't steal a big towel.
Well, we have one that has Mickey on it.
Okay, well, I didn't steal that one.
Anyway, the story is that we were on the Disney cruise, and the last day, Ashley was, like, looking at all of the cute stuff with Mickey on it and was like, we need all this stuff. So she just snuck some Disney towels into our suitcase from our room, and then we were at the buffet where you get breakfast, and she took some cups with the cups that had, like, the Mickey Mouse all over it. She just took some and took them home with us.
That is not how it happened. Yes, it is. You're allowed to take that stuff.
No, you're not.
Yes. The towels are like the shampoo. You can take them.
No.
Yes. And I took one hand towel because it was really cute and you're allowed to take it. And the glasses, I didn't steal them from the buffet. We had taken them from the buffet because we had filled them up with, at the breakfast buffet, they had, like, dried fruit and stuff, and so we had filled them up with the dried fruit and taken them back to our stateroom because you are allowed to do that.
Do you like surprises?
Yes. Do you?
Yeah.
Good surprises, not, like, stressful surprises.
Yeah. Well, surprises stress me out, like the surprise party when I kind of know.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how I'm going to react, and it just, like, stresses me out about how to react. So also really surprising presents. Like, last year, Ashley got me tickets to Disneyland for my birthday. I would never even imagine that she would get me something that amazing. I mean, all of the presents that she gets me are amazing, but I just mean, like, extravagant. And your reaction was like, oh, we're going to Disneyland! But she had so many conversations with my mom about her birthday present for me. And then she kept saying, well, there's something really fun that I really want to do, but I just don't think I'm going to be able to make it work. And
why
then
do I always spoil the surprises? Like, why couldn't I just keep my mouth shut?
But then I knew that whatever her really exciting thing was that she was doing, and then it was like this whole scavenger hunt, and it was all Disney themed. I was like, there's no way that's what it is, but what if it is? And so then it was the Disneyland, obviously. And I just was like, I don't know how to react, because I feel like if you react too surprised, then it's like Monica and her surprise party on Friends when she was drunk. But if you don't react excited enough, then they think you're disappointed.
Well, I know that you have that surprise problem,
So it's kind of funny because no offense, but I was a little bit disappointed with your reaction. I'm sorry. No, don't be sorry. It was the most fun day ever. It was really fun. Like when we did it and when it was leading up to it and you were really excited, then I was like, okay. I had it set up so she would like open this box and then a balloon would float out that said we're going to Disneyland. Well, I think your reaction affected mine a little bit too because the balloon didn't float out, so then I didn't know what it was, and then you were like, that wasn't supposed to happen! I know, I just always ruin the surprises.
We had a patch on our side yard, and we had like one little tiny dill plant, because we spread a bunch of seeds there, and one tiny dill plant grew, and like the worst possible place it could be growing ever. And this little dill plant grew up, and it grew really tall. It got all the other plants, and there it was. And I was like, oh man, if Dill can do it, Bill can do it. Like, and I was kind of like, yeah, if this plant can figure it out and get there, yeah, I could do it. He doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Like,
I think that's when you were saying Dill doesn't even have a brain.
Dill doesn't even have a brain. I don't have a brain. Like, there you go. It's like the perfect metaphor. So, and it rhymed, so I knew it had to be right.
Last year, I was in the hospital for a couple of weeks while we were at school, and because I was an RA and I had a single room, like I had other people living in my apartment, but I had my own bedroom, Aspen decided to go stay in my apartment while I was gone. Hold on. She told me that I could stay in her apartment because I couldn't sleep in my apartment because I was just having some like roommate issues and she wasn't going to be there, and she was like, you can stay in my apartment, and she gave me her key, so it felt like an open invitation. So she acts like, no, you just decided to stay there, but it was really, she told me I could. Apparently, in my memory, I gave her my key in case I needed her to bring me clothes or anything from my apartment, and I said that she could go in there if she needed anything, not that she could move in. But you knew I was there, so even if you didn't say that, which you did, you could have told me to not live there. No, it was fine, but it's okay, just... then stop acting like I was doing something wrong. Let me tell the story. Okay. You're not supposed to be talking. Okay, sorry. I'm zipping my lips and throwing away the key. No, I just lost my place. That was sorry, by the way. Anyway, so she was staying in my apartment while I was in the hospital. And there was this whole thing in the housing at our school that you weren't supposed to lock yourselves out. And so if you forgot your key, you would have to call the RA on call to come let you in, and you would get fined. But I didn't, because I was an RA, so I could get the master key. But the doors to everyone's bedrooms locked, so it wasn't just that you had to have your key to get into the apartment, then you had to have your key to get into your bedroom. So if you went to the bathroom or something, you would have to bring your key with you so you could get back into your room. So one night while she was staying there, she woke up in the middle of the night and went to the bathroom, but she brought her key instead of my key because she had her apartment key with her too, and then she locked herself out of my apartment. So then she had to go down to the lobby and ask the security guard to call the RA on call because she didn't have her phone with her. But the RA knew me because we were RAs in the same building. But I had to say that I was her because I was in her apartment. So when they look you up, I had to say my name was Ashley so they would let me back into the right room. Yeah, but then when the RA came, then she had to tell them that she wasn't me because I would have been able to get myself back in. I wouldn't have been locked out because I could get into the lockbox to get the master key. So then she had to tell them that she was staying in my apartment and locked herself out of my apartment. Yeah, it was really embarrassing and a little problematic. I was a little embarrassed too.
Well, it's funny that you said I can tell you guys apart now. Because when I first met you, and you were very little, I don't even remember when I very first met you, how old you would have been, like single digits anyway.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I feel like we must have been 8 or something.
Yeah, and it was hard for me to tell you apart at that point. And now that I know you, it's funny to me that I ever had a problem because I feel like you're such distinct individuals that it's very easy. I even think I can tell the difference in your voices, even if I couldn't see you right now, that I would still know who you are. So I think that's interesting that when you first just maybe see identical twins, they seem exactly the same, but there's obviously many differences that make you individuals. And yeah, it's funny to me now when I look back, I'm like, how could I not tell?
Yeah, well, it's funny that you say that because I mean, we often talk about, like, obviously we think we're easy to tell apart because we just know the differences between us, but I feel like as we've gotten older, there's, like, half of the people who know us think that we look exactly alike and can't tell us apart at all, and then the other half are like, you guys are so different, I didn't even think you were identical. But I feel like I don't think our voices sound similar, except when I'm editing this podcast, oftentimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I sound so much like Ashley right now. So it's been really interesting, like, having to listen to just our voices for so long. But when we look at pictures of us when we were younger, sometimes we have a hard time telling which one of us was which. Or, like, when we tell stories about when we were 6 and 7 and 8, sometimes she thinks that something happened to her, but I know that it actually happened to me. So I can understand how you might have been confused when you first met us. Yeah.
For sure. You guys would come and greet me at the door when I would come to your parents' house, and I wouldn't know who was who, and so I'd be like, hi, sweetie.
Well, I remember a few people that worked for our parents would just call us girls, so
Yeah.
you were like sweetie or something, and it wasn't so obvious that you didn't know who was who. Yeah. My grandma did not approve of my parents' eating habits because my parents were, like, very healthy and they didn't want to eat at, like, McDonald's and stuff like that. And she thought that was child abuse. So when we were really young, my parents, like, they wouldn't have cared if we ate things that they didn't eat, but they didn't want us to eat stuff that we didn't know what it was because we were, like, 4 and then get sick from it. So they told us that McDonald's was called gross. So when we would drive past the McDonald's and see the golden arches, we would say gross so that our grandma would never try to take us there. And it kind of backfired on them because we learned to read when we were, like, 3, so it didn't last very long. Yeah. Also, because our parents ate really healthy, we weren't exposed to, like, greasy foods when we were little. So the first time we ever saw bacon, we were 5. Oh, yeah. Do you remember that? We were at, like, a Girl Scout mother-daughter overnight camp. So they had made bacon for breakfast at this camp, and we had never seen bacon before. And Ashley was like, ew, Mommy, somebody spit on that. And so then we firmly believed that greasy food was spit for, like, 3 years after that. And our parents kept telling us that it was grease, but we just didn't understand the concept. And I mean, when you think about it, grease does look like spit.
It's like I said before, like, we have no idea of what we're capable of because we live inside our comfort zone. Like, we might go to work in the day, then we'll come home and we'll sit on the sofa. And that's inside your comfort zone. That's easy. It's like, what can you do more to push yourself to see what you can really do? Our biggest enemy is our own minds because we're always telling ourselves we're not good enough. So we kind of need good people around us to tell us, encourage us and tell us, yes, you can.
What Aspen is about to share that I have begrudgingly agreed to, even though it's going to be very embarrassing for me, are very interesting gems from a couple months ago when I accidentally got high. Okay, come here. I gotta tell you this. You gotta film it. So I'm sorry. We gotta inspire the future. We gotta inspire the future generations not to get high. So we gotta film this. Okay. I'm gonna tell you what it's like to be high. Okay. I feel like I want to cry, but I just keep laughing. And I don't know what's funny. Oh, and I think that also people often think that if you're an actor, you're stupid and you're not educated and you made a stupid choice to become an actor. But I think that actors are really smart people and fast food workers are really smart people. And I feel like we just really need to stop judging each other all the time, you know? Like, everyone always wants to judge each other, and I feel like I judge people a lot, but you really just shouldn't judge people because there's lots of people who you might want to judge, but you don't really know. Like Tammy Faye, you know, she didn't judge people, and she just loved people, and I think that's what we all need to do. My heart is pounding so fast, and I thought it was because of my marijuana intoxication, but I think maybe it's just overflowing with love, you know? I love everybody, and you don't need to judge people or exclude people because you disagree with them, and I think we just really need to inspire the future generations that they just need to love each other, because then the world would be a much better place, and we need to stop judging people. And I know that I probably seem like a complete idiot right now, and all the future generations are thinking like, she's so stupid, how did she accidentally get high? But you know what? I am not stupid. I am the bad wording CEO of a non-profit, bitch! Oops, I didn't need to say that out loud. But you know what? I usually say things like that because I am usually shy and I don't have a lot of confidence. And I feel like if I say things like that, it's really cocky and I sound like a jerk. But you know what? If it bothers you, maybe it bothers you because I'm a woman and I have confidence. Well, so what? I don't care, because you need to stop judging people, and women can be confident and men can be confident, and everyone should be confident. And if we all stop judging each other and just love each other, then we can all be confident. Mic drop. I want to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of next year. Ooh, I know that's a ton, but we can do it. We can do it. We need your guys' help, though. So please share this and subscribe if you haven't yet.